Okay, last thing I want to talk about today is
What?
the Kai Havertz versus Romelu Lukaku dilemma. For those of you who don't know, Romelu Lukaku has been struggling recently. I think over the weekend versus Palace, he only had 7 touches of the ball, which is pathetic, honestly.
Damn.
Well, no, I mean, it is like
harsh adjective.
Yeah, but 7 touches, like, come on.
Yeah.
And then Kai Havertz playing against Lille with 3 huge chances, scoring one of them. Super involved throughout the game, dropping into the midfield, much more dynamic, honestly, falling into these different areas of the field.
Yeah.
And so I think, Lukaku being the more expensive player but not playing as well, and then Kai Havertz now playing a lot better. It's a very interesting problem for Tuchel to have about who should start and can he bench Lukaku. So I don't know if you guys have any initial thoughts on who should play or kind of what, because also it's a problem with Chelsea performing, but it's also an investment problem with they can't lose out a bunch of money on Lukaku by just not playing him.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully, maybe their hope is he plays better next year. Havertz had the whole year to himself, basically, to like kind of adjust from the Bundesliga, and now he's playing a lot better. And so hopefully they think the same thing's going to happen with Lukaku. But obviously, paying over 100 million for Lukaku, they expect him to perform now. So it's tough to see him not play as well. And the teams play completely, or Chelsea plays completely different when Havertz plays versus Lukaku plays. And I think it's just more fluid, whatever team plays better as a group. So
I think the price tag we paid for Lukaku shields the judgment of Tuchel when he's deciding what's the best team to put out there. Because it's pretty obvious by now when Kai Havertz plays, we play better. And Lukaku all year has just been trying to figure out how to play with him, and it's not working. And that Palace game was the epitome of how the year's been going, where he basically just waves his hand for the ball, does like kind of make some runs, and doesn't make the play himself. He's trying to get the players to make the play for him and score some goals in the box, and do some essentially just like it. Yeah, it's not working out. And the goals he's scoring are like rare chances that come maybe once a game, maybe once every other game. He puts them away a lot, but that's not how we win games.
Yeah.
I feel like let's say it's a player that's 24 years old, like a player like Grealish that you pay 100 million for. He's not performing well. In that situation, he's a player that's emerging into his prime. You want to keep on playing him and try to get the most out of him. In a financial sense, you want those players to play a lot and still retain value. In Lukaku's case, we paid 100 million. We're not going to get. We were never going to get 100 million back. He's going to be a player that we expected maybe 3 or 4 years of his like end of his prime, and then I don't know. He goes to he starts declining after that. So that's not the case. So if he's not performing, we should not, every single game, we don't have to justify the 100 million by playing him. We should play Kai Havertz because that's where Kai Havertz plays the best. Kai isn't playing at the floating 10 role where he's honestly struggled. I feel like that isn't the best place for him. I think he plays a lot better when he has the back to his goal. He can make a turn and play a guy in. When he's facing goal, facing a defense, he's not the most creative. So I feel like center forward is his position. And then that opens up the left side for Pulisic. It just like opens up spaces in our team for players to play the right positions, and that's probably our biggest issue throughout the season.
I think Kai also plays better with like the rest of our team. Like you're saying, he links up with Pulisic. He makes space for Mason Mount on the side or Ziyech.
Right.
Whereas Lukaku is a little bit more fixed in the middle. And so I think to justify or like whatever the price difference, it's either we let $100 million Lukaku sit on the bench or we let all of these other 60, 70 million players not play well.
Yeah.
Like all of them won't play well with Lukaku on the field is kind of how it's turning out.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do think also, Lukaku has been getting a lot of flack for not playing well, which, yes, he's a little bit older, has a little bit more of an established career, but it still impacts him. It still puts more and more pressure on him. And I think what could do him well also is some games on the bench. I think this will be good for Kai to get a bigger run of games, to build some consistency in his game and to build on the good form he has. But I also think it'll be good for Lukaku to sit on the bench for a bit and, hopefully get frustrated and get mad and come onto the field and really work for it.
Yeah.
And, maybe switch up his game a little bit.
Yeah.
Realize that it isn't working, which obviously he's aware of, but, this could be the little extra kick in the butt.
Yeah.
That could help him also.
I agree. I mean, people forget, like, Sané is playing incredible right now, but he was booed in the first couple games, like, for Bayern Munich. Like, he didn't play that well last year either. So sometimes it just takes time. And then with the money thing, so my philosophy with this is 100 million, 10 million, whatever amount player, like, they're all on the team. And, like, at that point, like, if you're a 5-star athlete, first-round pick, $100 million player, like, we're all on the team. If this $1 million player is playing better than you and it's better for the team, I'm going to play him.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you can't think about that because you want the team to perform well. And obviously, you're thinking about financials, like he's going to lose value if you bench him, like all that stuff. But as a coach, I want to win games. I want my team to play the best they can. And if the player that we paid more for is not playing as well or is not contributing as much, then it really doesn't matter. Like, he's on the team already. And then this is another thing. So when I compare the stats, like when you compare Lukaku and Havertz, Lukaku's stats are better. He has more goals. Like, Lukaku has 2 goals in Champions League in 4 games. Kai has 2 in 6 games. In the Prem, they've both played 17 games. Kai has 2 goals and 1 assist, and Lukaku has 5 goals. So if you look at that, you're like, oh, Lukaku's like playing better. Like, he scored 2 goals in the Club World Cup also. But I agree, the team plays
he
better.
unlocks the rest of the team.
Yes, the team plays better when Kai plays.
And I think about, like, our best run of form was, late November, when Lukaku was hurt and Kai was playing every game.
Yeah.
And that's when we had that big, like, 4-0 win at Juventus.
7-0 against Norwich too.
Yeah. Yeah, like those big games were with Kai in the lineup, or probably more importantly, with Lukaku out of the lineup, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So we'll see who starts this weekend. That'll be pretty telling where Tuchel's head is at.
Yeah.
But personally, I'm hoping for Havertz, honestly, just to unlock the rest of the team. We play much more fluid, so that's what I would like to see.
Yeah.
Kai is the key.
Kai's the key.
Yeah.
There we go.
And he also needs to stick with the position. Like, Tuchel can't just flip-flop back and forth.
Yeah.
I feel like he needs to be like, we're going with Kai here down the stretch. Like,
Right.
Kai is starting. Lukaku, until you come off the bench and maybe you're going to make differences and stuff. His attitude also needs to be right.
I
like,
agree.
I'm not playing well. I know that. I need to be better.
Yeah.
Is what his mindset should be. So
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Go Chelsea this weekend.
Team Kai. I guess we're Team
Time to
Kai.
bring in a cup.